Today our intention is to understand equilibrium of a perfectly competitive firm for the short run. Equilibrium of a perfectly competitive firm can be discussed both for short run as well as for long run, but here we are going to discuss the equilibrium for short run only. Now this equilibrium can be explained by using two approaches, or there are two approaches of explaining equilibrium of a perfectly competitive firm. One approach is known as total approach and the other approach is marginal approach. First of all, let us see what is the total approach and how a perfectly competitive firm reaches equilibrium using such total approach. Now this can be explained with the help of a suitable diagram. In this diagram we are measuring quantity produced or quantity sold in the horizontal axis, and total revenue or total revenue and total cost are measured along the vertical axis. Now in the perfectly competitive market, we know that price remains constant. As price remains constant, the corresponding total revenue curve of the firm is a positively sloped straight line going through origin. So for zero production level, total revenue is zero, and as production increases or sale increases, then total revenue increases proportionately. So we are getting a positively sloped straight line curve for total revenue, and it goes through origin. Now let us introduce the total cost curve of the perfectly competitive firm. We know that this total cost curve is actually an empirical curve which has a definite shape, and this shape is inverted S shape, and this shape states that for the initial level of production, total cost increases at a decreasing rate, and beyond some production level, total cost increases at an increasing rate. So its shape is like this. Now for the firm, for these two production level shown by the two vertical lines, firm's total cost exceeds total revenue, so firm is incurring loss. And for these two production level, we can see that total revenue is greater than total cost, so firm is enjoying positive profit. So the difference between the two curves shows that the entire period has several sections. For one section, the firm is earning negative profit or firm is incurring loss, and for some section firm is earning profit. Since perfectly competitive firm is such a firm whose sole aim is to maximize profit, this firm would like to find out such production level which maximizes its profit. So equilibrium output should be associated with the maximum profit. And there are some areas where total cost curve has intersected the total revenue curve, indicating zero profit. That means here total cost and total revenue are same, so firm is earning zero profit, and the intention of the firm is to find out maximum positive profit. Now from this diagram we have identified a particular output level, that is OQ star, which shows that firm's profit has been maximized, and it is shown by the red bold dotted line, right? So according to, if the firm produces OQ star amount of output, its profit has been maximized. This thing can be illustrated with the help of one suitable mathematics. Here profit function has been defined as the difference between total revenue function and the total cost function, and it is to be noted that both the total revenue function and total cost function are functions of quantity, that is TR of Q and TC of Q. Now in order to find out maximum in order to find out equilibrium output level, we have to maximize this profit function, and to maximize the profit function we need to differentiate the profit function with respect to Q, and it can be seen from the mathematical expression that del pi of del Q has become equal to del TR of Q by del Q and del TC of del Q, and it should be equal to 0. So here it has been made equal to 0 because the left hand side, the extreme left hand side says that del pi of del q, that is nothing but slope of the profit function or rate of change of the profit function, and this rate of change must be equal to 0, or slope of the profit function corresponding to the maximum profit must be equal to 0. Now interestingly, del TR of del Q is nothing but MR, and del TC of del Q is nothing but MC. Now what is MR and what is MC? MR is marginal revenue, which has the definition that change in total revenue due to 1 unit change in output. And what is MC? Change in total cost due to 1 unit change in output level. So we get MR minus MC equal to 0, or it implies that MR equal to MC. So this is the mathematical condition, and we may say we should say that this is the first order condition for profit maximization, that is MR equal to MC. Now what is the implication of finding finding slope of the profit function? Let us see this diagram. In this diagram, we have drawn the earlier total revenue and total cost functions, and here we have introduced another curve which may be regarded as the profit curve. Now for the initial level of output, we have already seen that total cost is greater than total revenue. That is why the firm is incurring loss. So profit curve has started in the negative quadrant. Now beyond some particular output level, it enters the positive quadrant and the profit becomes positive. And here we can see that maximum profit is associated with the output level OQ star. Now we know that to find out slope of any curve, we need to draw tangent going through any particular point. We can see that the tangent drawn on the peak of the profit curve is perfectly horizontal or is parallel to the horizontal axis. That means at that point, or at the output level OQ star, slope of the profit function has become equal to 0. That is why earlier we have said that slope of the profit function is equal to 0. Here it is in del pi of del q equal to 0. So maximum profit will come or would come at any particular output level where a slope of the profit curve becomes 0. So we are getting OQ star of output. Now this is the total approach, and this thing can be explained with the help of marginal approach also. To see the marginal approach, we have to introduce two curves. One curve is known as marginal cost curve and the other curve is MR curve. Now these MC curve or MR curve are actually drawn from total curves. Since total revenue is a straight line, marginal revenue is a horizontal straight line, and from the total cost curve we can see that its slope first decreases, then its slope increases. So MC curve first goes downward, then upward. So MC curve is U-shaped. So we are getting horizontal marginal revenue curve and U-shaped marginal cost curve. Now from the mathematical explanation, we have already seen that first order condition for profit maximization is the equality between MR and MC. And from this diagram we can see that at OQ1 level of output and at OQ2 level of output, MR has become equal to MC. So these 2 points seems to be the point of equilibrium. But if there are 2 equilibrium points, then the problem of uniqueness comes. So we have to rule out one point, and to rule out one point and to keep just one point as equilibrium point, we need to introduce the second order differentiation. And second order differentiation gives us the second order condition for profit maximization, and second order condition for profit maximization says that second order differentiation of the profit function with respect to q must be negative. And from this illustration we can see that this is equal to del square TR of dq square less than del square TC of dq square. Now what is del square TR of dq square? It is nothing but slope of the MR curve, and del square TC of del q square is nothing but slope of the MC curve. So second order condition says that at the point of equilibrium, slope of MR must be less than slope of MC. Now let us see the diagram again. Here we can see that the MC curve is U-shaped, and corresponding to the output level OQ1, MC is downward sloping, that means its slope is negative, and MR is horizontal, that means its slope is 0. So negative is less than 0. So we can say that the equilibrium second order condition for equilibrium has not been satisfied at the output level denoted by OQ1, and equilibrium condition second order condition has been satisfied for output level OQ2, or here OQ star, where we can see that MC curve is upward sloping, that means its slope is positive, and MR has 0 slope, so positive is greater than 0. So we can say that corresponding to output level OQ star, two conditions for maximization has been satisfied, and E may be regarded as the equilibrium point. Finding out this equilibrium does not say anything about whether the firm is actually earning any profit or making any loss. To understand whether the firm is earning any profit or making some loss, we have to introduce another curve. That curve is known as SSC curve, or short run average cost curve. Depending on the position of the SSC, we can say whether what is the condition, what is the situation. Now there may have three types of profit. One profit is known as normal profit, and the two are, one is supernormal profit and the other one is negative profit. Now when the SSC is tangent to the MR curve, then what happens? Firm is producing OQ star level of output, and its AR has become equal to average cost. That means whatever the firm is earning from the market is equal to its average cost. So firm is not earning any profit, but the confusion is that why it is termed as normal profit. It is termed as normal profit because within this average cost, normal rate of remuneration of the organizer, that is normal rate of profit, is included. So within AC, normal rate of profit is included, so the farm owner is earning normal rate of profit. That is why this situation is regarded as the situation of normal profit. Now if SSC lies below the average revenue curve, then what happens? For each unit of output, farm's average revenue is higher than farm's average cost. So farm is earning supernormal profit, and the area of supernormal profit is denoted by the rectangle PECD. If the SSC curve lies above the MR curve, MR or AR curve, then what happens? Per unit, for each unit of production, firm's average revenue is less than average cost. So firm is earning loss, or firm is incurring loss, and the area of loss is denoted by the area of the rectangle PECD. So these are the different aspects of perfectly equilibrium of a perfectly competitive firm. So we are getting two conditions for equilibrium. One is MR equal to MC. This is the first order condition, or sometimes said necessary condition for maximization. And the second order condition is slope of MC must be greater than slope of MR. This second order condition is also known as the sufficient condition. Now, interestingly, for perfectly competitive market, the first order condition is generally or popularly known as P equal to MC, because in perfect competition, since price is constant, P becomes equal to average revenue as well as equal to MR, or marginal revenue. So instead of saying MR equal to MC, we generally utter P equal to MC. So popularly, P equal to MC is the first order condition for profit maximization under perfect competition, and slope of MC should be rising. This is the second order condition for profit maximization. So I think this diagrammatic explanation is quite understandable, and you have understood all the things. Thank you all.